So, what you're trying to say is that you fell here from another world? But when you wanted to leave and go on to the next world, your path was blocked by some unknown god?
Outlanders, your journey ends here. Who are you? The sustainer of heavenly principles. The arrogation of mankind ends now.
Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to the video. Today I'm going to be playing Genshin Impact. This video will serve as a first impressions video only, not a review, as I have not yet played the game enough to warrant a review. Genshin Impact, for those of you who don't know, is an action RPG with an open world, which was released in 2020 for PS4, PS5, Microsoft Windows, Android, and iOS. Genshin Impact is a free-to-play title with a gacha-style monetization system, in which you can buy various cosmetics, weapons, and even characters. Despite being able to buy characters, Genshin Impact is far from a pay-to-win title since there is no form of PvP in the game, so there's no need to worry about feeling the need to have to buy anything in the game. That being said, Genshin is a story game in which you are thrown into a new world after losing your sibling to a goddess, and you are now on a quest to find said sibling. Genshin Impact allows you to choose the character you want to play as, but it's really just a way to ask you what gender you want to play as. I don't think it affects the game in any way, so I just went with the girl because she had a better fit than her brother. The game then begins with you already having met someone called Paimon, a baby-looking character who can fly around and disappear.
But I intend to find out.
The cover girl.
After I awoke, I was all alone. Right up until I met you 2 months ago.
Yeah, Paimon really owes you for that. Otherwise, Paimon likely would have drowned. So Paimon will do her best to be a great guy.
But she can fly. How did she almost die? I thought she almost drowned. She can fly.
We should head off. Let's get going.
Anyways, you and her head to the nearest city, and on the way, you encounter a dragon and a boy talking. You scare the dragon off along with the boy, and then you proceed towards the city. When you get close to the city, you meet a character called Amber.
You! Stop right there!
Oh, it's that one girl I've seen all over the entire internet when this game first released. What's her name? Monica?
May the Animo God protect you, stranger. I am Amber,
Amber.
outrider for the
No,
Knights
we're
of
close to
Favonius.
Monica. Alright, the Knights of Favonius?
You don't look like citizens of Mondstadt.
Well, we're not looking for trouble.
That's what all the troublemakers say. Doesn't sound like a local name to me.
It's not.
And this mascot, what's the deal with it?
Hey! That's even worse than being a mascot!
So to sum it up, you're traveling partners, right?
How'd you get that from our conversation?
Well, look, there's been a large dragon sighted around Mondstadt recently. Best you get inside the city as soon as possible. It's not far from here. I'll escort you.
Oh, aren't you out here for some other?
I am, but not to worry. I can keep you both safe while doing that too. Besides, I'm still not sure if I can trust you two just yet.
Speak to guests. You're not guests.
Oh,
though.
I'm sorry. Probably.
Amber, who will assist you on your journey, and someone who directs you to the leader of the city, John or Jean. This lady. You then discover that the city is under attack from their own god, the dragon, and you decide to help the city. In return, the city will help you find your lost sibling. Finding your lost sibling is the overall main objective of the game so far, and everything else you do is really just to help you achieve that objective. Genshin has one primary way of playing, single player, but you can play it with friends if you so choose. I played it alone, so I can't tell you how the game adjusts to more players in the world. I can't tell you if the game gets harder or if it stays the same difficulty, so good luck finding that out. The first time I booted up Genshin, I played it for a good 7 hours, and as of the recording of this video, I'm Adventurer level 15 and on the first quest of the prologue, part 3. So far, I actually think the game is pretty good. I can see the appeal that this game has and why it was so popular when it first released. First, I want to give my positive reactions to the game and then discuss my negative reactions. Firstly, I like the art style that this game has. Initially, before playing, I wasn't much of a fan of the art style. It reminded me of the typical generic anime-esque art style in almost any anime game, but eventually it began to grow on me. I also appreciate that the colors aren't too bright or oversaturated. Most anime games, or any game with open world aspects, tend to make their environments overly bright and really annoying to keep looking at. I also like the creature designs that I've seen so far. Creatures like the Valen, the Ruin Guard, and even the basic enemies you fight look really cool. The dragon especially looks really cool to me. Human designs also look alright, but if I'm being honest, the drip for most of them is not there. The overall design of the world, though, is also pretty generic if I'm being honest. It's a small medieval kingdom in the middle of a vast open valley of green. It's not really anything special or awe-inspiring, but who knows, maybe the later areas are something extremely creative. The plot is pretty generic too, but that isn't necessarily a bad thing. There are some things I found pretty dumb and predictable with the plot, which I won't say in order to avoid spoilers, but the plot does, even if I predicted a lot of it, pretty much do what it wants well. The plot stays very consistent with what it's saying, all the main quests are straightforward and actually feel like they're important to the plot, it's not confusing or complex, so I think the plot is alright, albeit a little generic. The gameplay, in my humble opinion, is the most important part of a game, and I think Genshin's gameplay is alright. It's unique to most games I've played in which you can switch characters mid-fight, each having their own specialties and qualities, but I have seen other games do things similar to this, such as Final Fantasy, any LEGO game, and few other games. I do like the way they execute it, but I tend to only use the same 2 characters unless I needed a specific trait in order to solve a puzzle. There was never really a need to learn combinations or experiment with new characters. Genshin's fighting mechanics are also pretty generic. Genshin's fighting mechanics are also more towards the slower side, but it never really felt too slow.
Yeah, I don't know. I would just say that my main problem with this game so far is just the fact that the gameplay is really not that great, in my opinion. Like, I just don't like how unfluid it is. Like, 1, the attacks are kind of slow. And like 2, whenever I do hit somebody, it kind of like freezes for a second, or like for half a second, and like kind of like takes me out of it for a little bit.
A reward on the road.
Genshin has a simple fighting mechanic where you click 1 button to attack, 1 to dodge, 1 to unleash a special attack, and another for a more special attack. Overall, I did enjoy the gameplay, but there were many times it would freeze for a few seconds during combat, and that was really irritating. Genshin also has a glider mechanics. Fairly straightforward, you jump off a high area, jump again, and then you glide in whatever direction your character is facing. It's useful. It's incorporated a lot through some missions. There was one mission where you were essentially airballing people, and that was actually kind of fun. So yeah, pretty positive so far, but sadly, it's time for me to get a bit negative. Really, the only part of this game that I didn't like was the progression system. Usually in open world games, there is some type of progression system, so it was no shocker to me that Genshin also had this system. I personally really hate progression systems in open world games. They always exist purely just to make the game longer and force you to do side quests in order to progress the story that you actually care about. Whenever you complete a main part of the main quest, you have to go out and play side quests in order to reach the required level to continue playing the main story. This is blatantly a lazy way to extend the playtime of the game, and what sucks is you don't even get anything of value aside from the XP in the side quest. As of the recording of this video, I am level 15 and I need to reach level 18. As of this recording, I am level 15 and I need to reach level 18 in order to progress the main story. On average, random quests are about 100 XP, daily quests are 225 XP, and some quests can give up to 500 XP. But those types of quests are not very common, and throughout my 7 hours of gameplay, I've only seen one quest offer more than 300. To reach level 16, I need 1800 XP. So using 1800 XP as the minimum required XP to level up from this point on, I will need about 5400 XP in order to continue the main story. As of right now, I have only daily quests and 2 quests, which I am underpowered for, available to me. You get 4 daily quests a day, and these are the most consistent ways to get XP that I've seen so far. So if I do all 4 daily quests, then I will need to complete at least 24 daily quests to reach level 18, which will take about 5 days. Now of course you can do other side quests alongside the daily, but they barely give you any XP at all. It's usually only 100 XP per quest. If I'm being honest, it should take me about 2 to 3 days to get level 18, but that's the issue. I had to wait 2 days at minimum to continue the story. Even if it was 1 day, that's still absurd that I have to wait at least a day to continue the main story. I'm also just trying to put into perspective how much padding is added to games when they incorporate a progression system, and I usually hate or even drop games that include such a system. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is a game in a franchise that I love. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is a game in a franchise that I love and I've loved throughout my entire childhood. And when I saw that I had to reach like level 30 when I was level 15, I just straight up dropped the game. When I play a game, I want to play the main story, not the side quest. Side quests should be completely optional, in which you can choose to not do a single one, and if you happen to want to do one, then you should get a proper reward for doing it. 100 XP is not a good enough reward for 30 minutes, maybe 10 if I'm being generous, of gameplay. An example of a recent game I feel does side quests well is Halo Infinite. Not to go off on a tangent, but in Halo Infinite, there is one main quest that you can do, and that is the only quest that you are required to do in order to finish the game. There are side quests available to you, but they are completely optional. You can play the entire campaign without doing a single side quest, and if you do choose to do one, you get something in return, whether it be a special weapon, a vehicle, fast travel. You always get something that helps you in the long run instead of just XP. Okay, so that was really my only negative opinion on the game. Aside from this system, I like Genshin Impact so far. The story is fine for the most part, the visuals are nice, the creature designs are cool, the music is there but not really anything special, and the gameplay is pretty fun. So yeah, I hope you liked this video. Let me know what you think of the video. What did you agree with, disagree with, or even feel that I missed? My next video will be uploaded when I meet, discover, and unlock the character Barbara. See you later.
No, I'm a chef. A chef on a mission to find rare and exotic ingredients from... My name's Xiang Ling. I'm from Liyue Harbor. And you? Hello, my name's Paimon. Paimon! Why are you looking at me like that? What an exotic creature. Is it edible? No, for the last time, Paimon is not emergency food!